So with that, I will turn it over to Anne-Louise. Anne-Louise, welcome.
Before I begin, I would like to thank all of the people who contributed to the book Women's Rights, Gender Wrongs. The fact that there was so much information on each country provided me with an opportunity to contribute and to serve. You might think that what you did was a small act, but it was huge. About a year ago, during a Saturday webinar, there was an open invitation for all to join the Tuesday weekly 30-minute UN meeting, which follows the weekly country contacts meeting. I started attending the UN meeting recently. I was drawn to try to do something, serve this particular committee, because for years, as a middle school teacher in the international school system, I promoted and was very enthusiastic about the UN sustainability goals. At that time, I had no idea that gender equality probably already meant an open concept of gender. I had no idea. So I started attending these UN meetings recently. It's not a problem, by the way, when a member of the committee is absent even for several weeks. The open invitation stands. People are welcome to join the weekly 30-minute UN meeting. A couple of months ago, I had an opportunity to contribute to a UN submission. I would like to tell you briefly about that. The reason I'm here is really to give an example of how someone who doesn't have very much experience with serving WDI can actually do something, even though it may seem minor. First, I'd like to talk to you about the book. I was aware of the book. I had never done any research into the book. I had not purchased the book. Fortunately, the access to the book was provided to me so that I could do the following. First off, what is the book? Women's Rights, Gender Wrongs, The Global Impact of Gender Identity Ideology was first published by WDI in 2023. There are 360 pages. There are photographs. The authors of the editorial material are Kath Aiken and Sally Wainwright. So a submission, there are authors for individual chapters. There's a foreword by Sheila Jeffries. I recommend that everyone purchase this book. It's available online. I had permission from Sally to utilize the book. I simply copied and pasted short blurbs related to surrogacy in each country section. This was easy for me to do. The purpose was to prepare a submission signed by me, a signatory of WDI, and of the declaration, and it was submitted both by myself and by WDI to the Special Rapporteur on Violence Against Women and Girls to the General Assembly 80th Session on Surrogacy and Violence Against Women and Girls. So in other words, it was sent to Reem Al-Salem. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the book itself. The first half of the book is basically individual articles or texts. It's divided into 3 subsections. Politics, there are 11 articles by women from around the world. Places, 8 articles by women from around the world. And third subsection is people. There are 9 articles by women from around the world. Fantastic reading. The second part of the book is the country reports. That's where we come to what I have done. I use the country reports. There are 35 countries or jurisdictions that have reports. So these country sections, basically they start with a basic introduction, then something about the international treaties, the change of legal sex and anti-discrimination legislation, and data. Then comes specifics to the Declaration of Women's, the WDI. So basically, each country submission or contribution reports on the 9 articles of the Declaration. So, for example, number 1 is women's rights are based on their sex. Number 2, motherhood is an exclusively female status. Number 3 is physical and reproductive integrity. This is where there's a small blurb from each country on regulations regarding commercial and altruistic surrogacy. That's what our concern is today. I was able to simply zoom in because I was provided with the PDF. I was able to zoom in, copy, paste. That's all I did. I copy, pasted from there to prepare a submission for Reem. So what I did is 3.5 pages. It's available on the WDI website in the section on submissions. So basically, that's what I did. I'm here to tell you that it's available. If you want to see it, you can go and look at it. It gives you from the 2023 reporting or publication of the book in question, what each country's report was at that time. Why did I do this work? One objective was to provide Ream with quick access to that factual information. If that was available, again, it's thanks to all of the people that helped with the 2023 book. Also, the work that I did promote WDI as an institution of reference for Ream's work. And of course, it was also an opportunity for someone like me to participate and to contribute. A reply did arrive on April 30th. It was addressed to me. It was also sent to WDI. And it was from the Secretariat of the SR on VAWG. So it came back from the UN. The email was well received. There was a thank you for our input. Also, it was good for me to do this and to submit it by myself in case there were too many submissions from WDI. So it was an extra kind of effort to make sure that something arrived. Okay, basically, if you want to see what I actually put together, it's in the April 2025 of the submissions in WDI website, submission of compilation of country-specific statements on surrogacy from the WDI book, Women's Rights, Gender Wrongs. It's under consultations. Okay, so that's all that I have to report on. Again, also, I think that for Joe, just me talking to you today is an example of how somebody very modestly can do something that ends up being a kind of like a concrete contribution to the UN committee's meetings. Thank you very much.